Well, hello once again. This is the second review I've done. No, it's not. I take it back. This is the first review I've done today because today is December 31st now. I did a review earlier, December 30th. I said I wasn't going to do a New Year's Eve review, but then I decided, well, there was one beer left in my fridge I really needed to do. Plus, technically, it still feels like the day before. I wanted to take tomorrow and just chill. I could still do that because it's midnight here in the UK, and I can do that. But let me get back to the usual bit of the show. Hello, my name is Steve Giguere. This is Beer Native. This is a Beer Native beer review. And I've been reviewing some pretty exciting beers over the past 5 months since this all started. And I ended the finale, let's say, on a pretty amazing beer collaboration between Northern Monk and Wylam Brewery, which was Dark Side of the Moob. And that was going to be my big finale. I thought I went out on a pretty big high, I would say. And then I realized there's one more I needed to do. And the reason I'm doing this at midnight is because it means that, and with no notice, I only put it online 20 minutes ago. It means that ideally nobody's watching. And the reason for that is because the tech behind this is different. I'm trying to see if I get the sound to sync up with the audio and the video better. So this is an experiment for me. Plus, I've got it's an odd combination of OBS Broadcast Studio and StreamYard together. So I can do things differently, like, let me give you an example. Switch to the beer cam, which isn't really working. Let's see there. Look. And of course, it switched to the beer cam while it was at the most uninteresting part of the beer cam. But this is the one I'm going to be reviewing. It is OFS. It's by Northern Monk. You can see it. Oh, it's dirty. Wow. Great view of it. It's OFS024, and it's a quad IPA. Check that out. 12.5%. Citra Incognito, Citra Cryo, Idaho 7, and Nelson Sauvin. So the weird bit is that I'm experimenting is that the first time I tried using the beer cam, it basically blew my laptop up. I have a new laptop coming. It's a monster, and it's going to be way better than the one I'm using at the moment. But this started to lag just because the laptop couldn't keep up. Let's hope it keeps working. All right. So let me just fix this. Oh, yes. So sorry about that. I'm actually manipulating things in many places at the moment. I just want to make sure that my laptop doesn't explode. Pretty cool, right? Now, Northern Monk, if you don't already know Northern Monk, if you don't, watch the show I did earlier. If you want a quick intro, I can do that as well. Let me just flip my screen over. The OFS of OFS024 stands for Old Flax Store. And let me bring that up. So there it is. There it is over there. Pretty cool, right? So that's the original Northern Monk Brewery. And so they're doing a series of special editions, and this is the 24th. Let's bring it up here. Yeah, there it is. Pulled it off and there's been a ton of really quite good ones. Now, if we look at, this is the new one, Sydenham, but this is the original. So we're getting some original special editions. And there's been a whole bunch. Now, in order to go find a list of all the different, starting at 1 all the way up to 24, I found the easiest place to do that was on Untapped. And that meant I accidentally cheated, which meant I saw the Untapped score for this before trying it. And I feel what a fraud I am. But I've done it now. I'm going to show you. So there it is on Untapped. But check it out. The average so far is 4.54. That's pretty damn good. It's one of the highest scores I've ever seen on Untapped for a beer. So I was excited about a quad IPA. Now I'm super excited. So and the other thing I was questioning was, they're calling this a quad IPA. We know double IPAs. I did one earlier. We know triple IPAs. We know these. These are known quantities to us. They just generally mean boozier. you're generally about 1.5% times more alcohol than normal, right? You got your 5.5 to 6.5% standard IPAs. You've got your double IPAs coming in around 8-ish. Maybe you get a triple IPA between 9 and 10. Is a 12.5 a quad IPA? I don't know. I also started to wonder if they call it a quad IPA because of just as a play on the fact that there's 4 different hop varieties. We've got the Citra Incognito, Citra Cryo, Idaho 7, and the Nelson Sauvin, which is a pretty tasty combination of hops. Also interesting that they're using Citra Incognito and Citra Cryo together. Both of them are not necessarily leaf hops. They're just the resin in a way. They're extracts from, it's sort of like liquid hot lupulin, injected straight into the beer. So they're designed to be crazy high alpha acid, and generally there's a really high IBU, if you like that sort of thing, associated with it. And it says it's a 22 IBU, and I'm thinking, okay, well, I guess it depends on where you're throwing the hops. So really fascinating, right? And I don't know that I can give it much credit on the packaging, etc., because they all look like that. They all are different colors. In fact, I have 21 just there. That's just a normal session IPA. I'm saving that for January, where I'm going to be doing a lot of lighter beers and alcohol-free beers. And I've had a few so far, so this is exciting. I've never had that hop variety. I've never had a double shot of Citra resin, essentially. I've never had anything, I don't think, that's claimed to be a quad IPA. It's 7 minutes past midnight in the United Kingdom, where I am. Technically, it's New Year's Eve, even if it's pretty much as early as it gets. So this seemed like the perfect time. Tomorrow night, I want to have a nice chilled out evening. This could just 12.5%. This could destroy it. I plan to go to bed after this. So this is my lullaby. All right. Let's get down to it, shall we? I'm not going to. Let's get rid of that. Let's bring a little bit of Northern Monk up, and let's balance things out a little bit. All right. Here is my glass. The chosen glass for the special beer is the Grantham Beer Festival, and it's ugly. It's an ugly glass. Like, this is a bad logo. It's a bad. A beer festival. Grantham's not a very big place. Isn't confident about their merch when they don't put a year on it. I cannot remember what year this is from, and I may never know because they didn't put one on. I bought the glass to just support beer-related things, and who knows when it actually happened. All right, this is a big deal. Happy New Year, everyone. Let's break this open. I'm going to bypass packaging and art on this one, so we're not going to count it. We're going to only I'm going to stay with uniqueness and accuracy, because I think they're going to score well in uniqueness. I'm not sure about accuracy, but I think we'll see. We shall see. I didn't read any reviews on Untapped. That's important. Ooh. Nice. I got a little too aggressive. Glass hasn't been used in a while, so it's quite frothy. Wow, dense. Looks a bit stouty in its head. Let's smell it. Okay, well, that settles down. I'm going to have a little sipsy out of the old can here and just see if I get a sneak preview. The one I had earlier was interesting. I'm not going to tell you why. Go watch it. Okay. Let's try and keep this out of range of my elbows. Put it over there from now. Back on the beer can. So there we go. Pretty thick. Do I want to dare the beer cam again? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe I will. That's another good use of the beer cam. I could give you a close look at this. I'll try again once I get the better laptop going and I don't feel afraid that I'm going to be able to cook eggs on this thing. All right, let's try our first sip. So I'm not going to deny it's a little fiery from a alcohol perspective, but not offensive. It's not giving me a shudder at its 12.5%. Super tropical. That there is a nice sort of punniness there that you would expect, but it does have. So I've had a few Nelson Sauvin, and I've had, I guess, Hallertau Blanc. I had one earlier that had Nelson Sauvin and Hallertau Blanc combined. And if you look at the combination of those hops, the Sauvin and the Blanc, it's meant to be a bit Sauvignon Blanc, like a wine traditionally known to be from New Zealand and to have a gooseberry-esque. Very popular, very easy drinking. You can buy a really, let me say, I don't know, a bad Sauvignon Blanc from New Zealand, and it tastes almost the same as a really good one. So this has that. I don't know when the Nelson Sauvin went in, but there's a bit of gooseberry in there. There's a bit of Sauvignon Blanc in there. Let me try again. It really does have a bitter associated with a white wine. I wonder if that's because it has the percentage of a white wine. Maybe that's what I'm getting. The combination of that bitterness, that pininess, the right hop varieties, and the alcohol brings it across like I've got a nice glass of wine here. Now it's got a really strong tropic on the nose. Combination of I would say the peel and the content of a bit of grapefruit / stone fruit, and kind of like a waft of pineapple. I don't really like pineapple, so I like a little bit of pineapple, not too much pineapple. Give one more sip, and then we'll rate it. Wait a second. How do I have a comment on here and it says nobody's watching? That's weird. Ah, you're back. Yes, I'm broadcast. It still says nobody's watching. I guess he maybe just dove in to comment. That was Mersey Beers. He's been pretty actually effective in these beer reviews over the past few months. He's sort of latched on and been helping me out with additional information. So this is pretty good. Let's score it up. So we're introduced to Northern Monk's Old Flax Store number 24 in a series. I guess they've, I don't know, like license plates. They've committed to a maximum of 999. I guess we're going to have to go with. So let's hope I live long enough to try them all, right? This is a quad IPA, so they claim it has 4 hops. It's 12.5%, pretty standard. They don't give a lot of detail on the malt, but that's totally fine. I thought it would be very bitter, and it wasn't. It lived up to its I think 22 IBU. Yeah, it's about that. And it has a light flavor of citrus, stone fruit, and a pininess that is relatable to a very nice white wine, if a little more tropical than you would expect from a Sauvignon Blanc, but certainly an element of gooseberry in there. And it's the first time I think I've had a beer that had those hops that were kind of named after that flavor, but actually succeeded in achieving it. So that is a first. My scoring, as I said, I'm going to bypass because it's very matter of fact, right? They're just creating a series. Everything, it's like an ingredients list. It's like pretty plain Jane. For uniqueness, I'm going to give it a 4. It's creating a new style, I think, or it's innovating, I suppose you might say. And is it accurate in hitting what it says it is? It's not really claiming a lot, right? It's claiming to be a quad IPA. I think it's arguable whether that is a thing that even exists, but why not, right? Double IPAs, triple IPAs started somewhere. Why not say this is a quad IPA? At 12.5%, we're going to be lenient. Why not, right? It's an old Flax Store special. And I'm going to, when I give it accuracy, I want to give it a good score because it was pretty good. Probably 4 again for accuracy because I don't really know, right? I can't be 100% sure. Do I throw a 5 at it out of the generosity of my New Year's Eve? This is my New Year's Eve review. Okay, I'm going to do that because I'm bypassing. I'm going to give it a 9 because out of accurate uniqueness and accuracy, because it is unique and it is kind of hitting it. I don't know what a 10 would be. Let's go 9. All right, awesome. Do I like it? Totally. I really like it. I think the most dangerous thing about it is that it's 12.5. It doesn't taste like 12.5, with the exception of the fact that it hits that sort of white wine feel. But some white wines don't taste like 12.5%, right? Some of them taste like, I don't know, what are those really bad white wines that I would say people that are 14 years old buy that cost about £3 in the shop. In Canada, we have this one called Baby Duck. It's just garbage, slightly sweeter. But this is doing a great job of maintaining a more mature white wine, high-end flavor, adding in a bit of stone fruit, and yet somehow concealing its alcohol content. So it's coming across more like a double IPA. I think that's great. So considering it's after midnight and I'm going to hit the sack after this, and I want to squeeze this in, this is pretty satisfying. I guess the end thing is, what am I going to rate it? I'm going to give it a 9. That gives it an 18 out of 20. So I dropped the other one. That's pretty good. That's like a 9 out of 10, which is like a 4.5 out of 5. So one of my higher, and that actually hits, actually. Where was it? I just gave it a 4.5 out of 5. Oh, am I a sucker? Like, look at it. I fell into the trap I Darren Browned myself. Because my sneaky looking Untapped is a 4.5. I almost don't want to do that. I feel like my cheat. Yes, Mersey Beer. So Mersey Beer's just commented the white wine happens with the Nelson Sauvin. Let's put it up there. Which is correct. I had Nelson Sauvin with Hallertau Blanc on a beer that said it was going to be that white wine, and it wasn't even close. I've just had so many beers claiming that hop's going to do it, and this one actually did it. So I was really pleased about that. So one last sip to celebrate. And a big thanks. Yeah. And I just sort of realized, Mersey, you're just as stupid as I am. You're awake too. So, I'm not the only one. Happy New Year. Then it's technically New Year's Eve. I'm going to sit and sip this and maybe go check this out. I think if you joined late, Mersey, you don't know this. This is also an experiment because I'm running this video and audio feed through OBS to sync up the sound better and to integrate the beer cam again, so I can flip to the multiple cameras, unlike what I can't do with StreamYard. So you gotta go check the beginning to see I actually did that. Otherwise, though, I think that's the end. I'm going to throw the branding up. Branding, where are you? The intro / outro today. Thanks for watching, both now and in the future. My name's Steve Jaguar. This is Beer Native. Happy New Year, and let's all hope for a better 2021 when we can do this perhaps live, in person, somewhere in a pub where there's actual beer instead of in my messy laboratory. Steve out.